Last chapter, equipment in fluid flow. Chapter 6, objective, quite numbers, identify piping network, classify valve types, distinguish between dynamic pump and positive displacement pump, analyze pump characteristic curve, describe NP hash and NP hash with cavitation, understand the basic concept in selecting and analyzing components of fluid systems such as pipes, fittings, valve, pumps, and compressors. Okay, pipes are circular in cross-section and available in widely varying size, for thickness, and material of construction. Normally, we galvanized iron, PVC, and also stainless steel. Pipe are used to transport fluid from one place to another. Tak payah bawa lori dah. Kau nak transport, transfer gas ke, fluid ke, kemamam contoh ke pengerang kan, dia orang guna piping system lah. Okay, pipe in series, when pipe of different diameter are connected end to end to form a pipeline so that the fluid flow through each in turn. Okay, so we have pipe 1, diameter D1, and connected with pipe 2 with diameter D2. So pipe 1 L1, pipe 2 L2. The Q is the same in each branch of the pipe system, where Q is constant, Q1 equal to Q2. Hash L total, head loss, is the sum of the head losses in individual pipes. Okay, so hash L1 plus hash L2. Pipe in parallel. Pipe in parallel when two reservoirs are connected by two or more pipes in parallel. The fluid can flow from one to the other by a number of alternative routes. So over here we have two routes, pipe 1 and pipe 2, with a parallel configuration. Q total is the sum of the flow rates in the individual branches. So Q1 plus Q2 equal to Q total. And hash L across each branch is the same. Hash L1 equal to hash L2. Head loss for pipe 1 equal to head loss of pipes 2. But the Q flow rate equal to Q1 plus Q2. The piping network for parallel pipes perform CV analysis between point 1 and B, control volume CV. So this is the Bernoulli equation, PA over rho G plus sigma 1 UA square over 2G plus ZA equal to PB over rho G plus sigma 2 UB square over 2B plus ZB plus HL. So over here, the velocity at point A equal to E velocity at point B. So we can cancel out U1 and U2 for the same elevation, A equal to B. At the end, we got HL equal to PA over rho G minus PB over rho G, or in short, HL equal to delta P over rho G. Since delta P is the same for all branches, so head loss in all branches is the same. Okay, so that is why HL1 equal to HL2. Okay, HL1 equal to HL2, where HL equal to FL over D, U square over 2G. This one for pipe 1, this one for pipe 2. Okay. Move to the valve, the mechanical device that regulates the flow of fluid by opening, closing, or partially obstructing various passageways. Okay, kalau kita tutup, boleh buka, boleh tutup separuh. Okay, function of valve to stopping and starting fluid flow, varying or by throttling the amount of fluid flow, controlling the direction of fluid flow, regulating downstream system or process pressure, relieving component or a piping over pressure. So we have two types of valve, stop valve and also check valve. When we talk about check valve, normally we have ball. Yang ada bola ni adalah check valve lah, ball check valve and swing check valve example. For stop valve, we have globe, gate, butterfly, very famous butterfly ni, ball valve, plug valve and needle valve. Okay, this one is example of globe valve and the right side is gate valve. Stop valve and check valve. Okay, stop valve used to shut off or partially shut off the flow of fluid controlled by the movement of the valve stem. Ni. Stem gitu check valve, a mechanical valve that permit gases and liquid to flow in only one direction, preventing process flow from reversing. One-way direction valve, fluid flow in the desired direction, open the valve, while backflow force the valve close. Pada ada ball ni, bila dia masuk, dia tutup ball ni, dia buka, keluar, tak boleh patah balik. One-way direction valve globe valve, linear motion valve with rounded bodies, body dia macam bulat consists of moving part, this valve stem and hand wheel, handle ni commonly used for on-off service and handles throttling application, good for regulating flows. Advantages of globe valve is precise throttling and control and have high pressure limits, while the disadvantages is low coefficient of flow and not a good selection for application that required cleanliness or sterility. Untuk pharmaceutical ataupun untuk food industry, kita tak boleh pakai globe valve lah. A gate valve used when a straight line flow of fluid and minimum restriction is desired. Ini biasa kita tengok dekat empangan then mainly for on or off control with low pressure drop. Not suitable for throttling purpose. So we have two types, gate valve, rising stem, stem boleh naik, no rising stem. Stem duduk sini je, yang ni naik turun. Jadi dia kekal. Usually wedge shape, wedge. The advantages is application involving slurries and viscous liquid and available in large size to better handle thick flow. Environment ni slurries lumpur. Disadvantages, low pressure limitation and not optimal in application that require cleanliness or sanitary condition. Lagi ni stop valve so globe valve under stop valve lah. Okey, itu adalah valve type of valve. Okay. Now move to the pump. Two types, dynamic pump, positive displacement pump. For dynamic, we have centrifugal pumps, positive displacement pump, plunger, and gear pump. Pump is a mechanical device that move fluid by pressure of suction. Macam ni kan kita, apa tu, ada water problem kat mindset ni kan. Pump tu lah. Kita ada air locking sebenarnya. Pump tu tak rosak, air lock. Dia dah jumpa udara yang tersumbat tu, so sekarang lepas tu mindset dah okey air dia buka balik, dia gali balik, cari mana air locking lah. So okey, kita punya main dekat attack tu. So by gravity, kita ada gravity pump kan, dia turun ke bawah, dia cover untuk benda density ni. Kemudian daripada main pump dekat luar sana tu, kat simpang mindset tu, bila masuk simpang, di belah kanan, kalau you straight forward, you akan jumpa wastewater treatment kan. Belah kanan terus jangan orang masuk situ. So sebelum masuk wastewater treatment tu ada rumah pump untuk cover velocity lah dan mindset lah. So daripada situ biasanya kita guna 4 bar pump, 4 bar pressure untuk naikkan water daripada depan sana sampai ke hostel. You open lah. Kalau 2 bar boleh cover sampai study hall, tutorial room, lecture room, semuanya tu surau. Tapi kalau nak naik ke you punya hostel, kita kena naikkan lagi kepada 4 bar lah. So benda tu tersumbat, ada air locking tu dekat valve, buka pump macam-macam, buka, jumpa akhirnya baru dah settle. Alhamdulillah. Alright, so dynamic pump centrifugal. Use the momentum of the fluid to move it across an unsealed chamber. So we have 3 types of dynamic pump, include centrifugal pumps. Fluid enter axially and discharge radially. That one is centrifugal pump lah. Fluid enter axial and discharge radially. Axial pump, fluid enters and leave axially, masuk keluar sama axial. And mixed flow pumps, fluid enters axially and leave at an angle between radial and axial. Jadi macam angle ni kan, so keluar macam tu. So that one is mixed flow pumps. 2 main part for centrifugal pump, rotating element yang bergerak ni, impeller and shaft. Impeller shaft yang pegang dia. And stationary element, we have casing, stuffing box, and also bearing. Suitable for low viscosity fluid that can withstand a moderate amount of pressure. That is why in our lab we use water kan. So normally we just use centrifugal pump lah. Except experiment number 6, we have gear and plunger pump, but still have centrifugal pump lah. For the rest, normally we use centrifugal pumps. Okay, operating principle, operate using kinetic energy to move fluid utilizing an impeller and a circular pump casing. Impeller produce liquid velocity and the casing force the liquid to discharge. Liquid masuk, okay, impeller pusing dia, pusing sampai kena veins and going out. Okay, enter the pump near the center of the impeller and move outside the meter by the rotating motion. The veins of the impeller progressively widen from the center of the impeller. Pusing makin jauh kan, dan keluarlah. Okay, positive displacement pump force fluid from one sealed chamber to another with little leakage. Example of positive displacement pump, we have rotary and also plunger. Rotary tu gear lah, yang ada dekat eksperimen 6 tu, dua-dua pump ni. Suitable for higher viscosity liquid or when pressure requirement are high. That is why for experiment 6 we use water, and the next we have oil in the tank. Harap-harapnya you perasan lah, satu minyak satu air tu untuk gerakkan pump. Untuk pump gerakkan, bukan gerakkan pump. Pump nak gerak guna elektrik untuk gerakkan liquid tu. Alright, gear pump operating principle. Use two identical gear rotating against each other. One gear and second gear driven by a motor and it in turn drives the other gear. So satu je pakai motor, satu lagi dia gerak sebab yang digerak. Each gear is supported by a shaft with bearing on both sides of the gear. Ada shaft, ada bearing. Kalau tak ada bearing, saya nak gerak tak boleh. As the gears come out of mesh, ni mesh kita panggil ataupun cavity lah. They create expanding volume on the inlet side of the pump. Liquid flow into the cavity and is trapped by the gear teeth as they rotate. Gear teeth, cavity, macam-macam lah. Liquid travels around the interior of the casing in the pocket between the teeth and the casing. And finally, the meshing of the gears force liquid through the outlet port under pressure. Masuk, pergi ni keluar. To the function operating principle for gear pumps. Okay, this is how it's operate for gear pumps. Going in, moving to the teeth and going out. Reciprocating pump using a plunger to move the media. Sebab nama dia plunger, reciprocate. Using a plunger to move the media through a cylinder chamber. We have a cylinder chamber over here. It draw in fluid when the plunger rod extend, plunger rod cylinder bore and discharge the fluid when the plunger rod retract. Okay, bila dia tarik, dia buka, air masuk, dah penuh, ditutup, air keluar. Ada valve kat sini, ada satu lagi ni untuk buka, ada bound. When the plunger is pulled out and increasing volume is formed within the cylinder, the ball check valve at the inlet port allow fluid to enter and fill this void. After the cylinder is filled, the plunger is pushed in, tolak balik, and the ball check valve at the inlet closed, and the ball check valve at the outlet port unsealed or opened. A decreasing volume is formed within the cylinder. This action positively eject the fluid out of the outlet port. Okay, masuk, dia buka, dia dah penuh, ditutup, yang dibuka pula, dia keluar. The plunger rod are connected to a drive shaft flanked by ball and socket joint. Ni drive shaft ada ball and socket joint, pegang dia punya rod tu. As the drive shaft rotate the cylinder block, the plunger are forced to reciprocate inside their cylinder. Okay, two type of pump, reciprocating and centrifugal pumps. Advantages of reciprocating pump over centrifugal. Advantages reciprocating over centrifugal. It can be designed for higher heat than centrifugal pump. They are not subject to air binding, and the suction may be under a pressure less than atmospheric without necessitating special devices for priming. They are more flexible compared to centrifugal pump and operate nearly constant efficiency over a wide range of flow rates. Okay. And advantages of centrifugal pump over reciprocating. Paling simple, centrifugal pump paling murah berbanding simple reciprocating pump. Centrifugal pump deliver liquid at uniform pressure without shock or pulsation. Directly connected to motor drive without the use of gear and belt. Valve in the discharge line may be completely closed without injuring them, and they can be handled liquid with large amounts of solid in suspension. Before select a pump, you need to understand the quantity of liquid to be handled, the head again which the liquid is to be pumped, ketinggian, the nature of the liquid to be pumped, types of liquid, case slurry ke, okay, untuk wastewater ke, untuk biasa saja ke, the nature of power supply, AC, DC dan sebagainya, okay, kadang-kadang blackout dan sebagainya, nature, and how often pump being used. Kalau yang 24 hours tu kena jadi heavy duty lah. Alright, next is performance characteristic curve. The delivered Q is dependent on the P, delta P over Q. If the required pump P is high, the resulting Q will be low. Okay, delta P tinggi, Q rendah. Delta P tinggi kan, Q rendah. Kalau Q tinggi, pressure dia rendah lah. At low pump P, the Q is high. Rendah ni dia punya flow rate boleh pergi jauh lah untuk rumah teres berbanding dengan rumah apa tu, apartment. Pump in parallel configuration. If a single pump does not provide enough, ni eksperimen 5 If a single pump does not provide enough flow rate for a given application, connecting two pumps in parallel can rectify the problems. So when two pumps are connected in parallel, Q will increase, flow rate will increase parallel. Rumah teres so kita guna parallel pump. For series, if a single pump does not provide enough heat for a given application, two pumps connected in series can be a remedy. When two pumps are connected in series, dan tapi lebih better untuk apartment ataupun rumah tingkat asrama tu, kita kena guna pump in series untuk increase their heat. If satu pump tak boleh jalankan kerja lah. Alright, pump heat. This one is the Bernoulli equation for out and in. So H equal to total out minus total in. Energy create line out minus energy create line in experiment number 2. Energy create line and hydraulic create line. In chapter 4 we already covered this one. And water horsepower equal to mgh, mass flow rate, equal to rho g qh. M is rho q, rho g, and qh. Rho q is mass flow rate lah. Q is discharge, volume flow rate. Chapter 3 juga ni. And brake horsepower, BHP equal to W shaft equal to omega T shaft. And we can calculate pump efficiency, and pump N is efficiency equal to rho G QH, water horsepower divided with brake horsepower. So we got efficiency of pumps. Okay, for steady operation point, H required equal to H available. Ini H available, ini H required. Sistem ni biasa company tu bagi. H available tu bila kita running pump tu. And we got energy equation lah. So untuk Bernoulli equation biasanya kalau point 1, point 2 ni kan, yang ni ke kiri, point 1, point 2. Untuk characteristic ni kita kena tambah belah kiri ada shaft, belah kanan ada turbine dan juga HL lah. Nanti dalam tutorial kita akan tengok, insyaAllah. Alright, so pump head, we have two pumps, reservoir 1 and reservoir 2, point 1 and point 2. Point 1 and at the free surface, then P1 equal to P2, PATM. Then for gauge, P1 equal to P2 equal to 0 lah. So we can cancel out P1 and P2. So U1 equal to U2 because the piping is too small compared to reservoir. Kita tengokkan tangki air kan besar kan, dia punya pipe nak keluar tu taklah besar sangat. Jadi dia turun sikit-sikit je, tapi dia boleh cover lah. So velocity is too small, nearly to 0. Then at the end we got H pump equal to Z2 minus Z1 plus HL. HL is heat loss yang you kira dalam sekarang tutorial sekarang ni lah. And pump efficiency yang formula ni lah. A net positive suction heat NPHH, you will learn later on in PNIC course lah, in detail lah about this one. So for fluid mechanics, we just give you a surface about the pump, valve and so on. Later on in the PNIC, insyaAllah you will learn in detail. You will learn how to read PNID, process instrumentation and diagram kan. Yang ada pump, ada instrument and so on. So net positive suction head and PSH, the difference in pressure between the pump in the stagnation. Ingat lagi tak? Ini adalah stagnation pressure untuk Bernoulli equation. Minus with vapor pressure head. Okay. Ini pressure head. Ini stagnation. Net positive suction head required NPHH are the minimum NPHH necessary to avoid cavitation in the pump. So NPSH should be higher than NPSHR lah. So no cavitation occurred in the pump if this condition is sufficient lah. So referring to this graph, no cavitation at left side and at the right side is cavitation. So NPSH, NPSHR. So bila NPSHR ni less than NPSH, no cavitation occurred. After NPSHR higher than NPSH, cavitation happen. Okay, so cavitation is formation of an air or vapor pocket bubble due to lowering pressure in a liquid. So ada bubble-bubble dalam tu, dah ada udara, ada air, pump kita boleh berkarat lah lama-lama. Occurs when the pump suction is under a low pressure or high vacuum condition where the fluid turns into a vapor bubble at the inlet of the pump. It should be avoided due to erosion, damage and noise. Bising pun dia. Okay. Okay, cavitation. When cavities form at the suction of the pump, several things happen. A loss in capacity. Dia tak boleh nak masuk banyak dah. Tak boleh nak masuk banyak fluid dalam pump tu. No longer build the same head pressure, also less. Drop the efficiency and causing noise. Bunyi bising, ada vibration and damage to many of the components, pump components. So that is why we need to avoid cavitation. Alright, next is the last compressor device that is designed to compress air or gas from low inlet pressure to higher outlet pressure. Compressor ni akan ada eksperimen dalam thermodynamics lah. Next semester, if not mistaken, you will take the thermodynamics courses. Okay, kita ada compressor lah. How it's operate, It will increase the air or gas pressure and decrease the air or gas volume. That's the function of compressor. Increase the air or gas pressure and decrease the air or gas volume. The press air tu. Okay, two types: compressor dynamics and also positive displacement. We have rotary and also reciprocating. Reciprocating compressor. Nanti saya akan tunjuk video cylinder, a chamber where the compression process take place by the change in its volume as the piston move up and down. Ada cylinder dalam ni lah ni. Piston ni component located inside the cylinder directly responsible for the compression of air. We have crankshaft, rotational motion generated by the motor to an indirectional motion for the piston. We have connecting rod, connect the crankshaft with the piston, and inlet and exhaust valve lah, control the amount of air going in and out of the cylinder. Rotary screw component, helical lobe. After this, I will show you the video for rotary compressor. Rotor is the main element of this type of compressor, where two closed scleral helical lobe rotors turn in synchronous mesh. As the rotor revolves, the gas is forced into a decreasing interlobe cavity until it reach the discharge port. Dia pusing dalam ni je, pusing masuk. Ada mesh juga. Yang merah ni pressure tinggi lah, ni pressure rendah. Tinggi, rendah. Tu dia keluar. Compressor design utilize 4 basic principle before you design the compressor. You need to consider 4 basic principle: intake, compression, discharge and re-expansion. Sebelum nak design compressor. tu pressure tinggi ya, ini dia masuk